Now, if you're looking for a new, great Aussie drama to sink your teeth into, then this is the one.
Years ago, we pulled a dead guy out of an old well. He had a bite mark. He also had a tooth missing. Serial victim number 2. And if I'm right, there should be more.
He's male, obviously. He's organised, patient, methodical, above average intelligence, and he's physically strong.
What was that about missing teeth?
Oh, edge of the seat stuff. Been looking forward to this for such a long time. The new 9 series Bite Club. It is set to be a real thriller, serving up mystery, scandal, and yes, a whole lot of bite. And I'm pleased to say actor Todd Lasance is leading Bite Club's all-star Australian cast. He joins us now live from Hollywood Town, Tinsel Town itself. How good is that teaser? It looks fantastic.
It does. I'm actually quite happy with it. Usually we see teasers and we're a little bit like, oh, but I think they put something really strong together too, and it kind of catches the tone of the series too.
Yeah.
The sort of crime drama, a bit of a darker tone too, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to play Detective Constable Dan Cooper. You're a shark attack survivor who has had his foot bitten off. So I want to know how that influences the story of what looks like a serial killer story going on as well, without spoiling anything.
No spoilers.
Yeah, without spoiling. So it sort of sets up the whole trauma of the series. It does focus on the serial killer element, obviously, but it also focuses on the way that we deal with trauma, the way that these detectives deal with trauma, the kind of love triangle element of the show. But it also ties in well with the title of the show, because without giving too much away, again, it sort of focuses on the biting elements to do with obviously the shark, to do with the serial killer, the way he collects his victims, the way he chooses his victims.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's layered, which I love, because, you know, the Australian dramas, we've got such a quality cast, and it sounds like it's a very layered drama and mystery too. But you must have had to do some interesting research for this part as well. Did you talk to other survivors of shark attack?
I didn't actually talk to any survivors per se. I did a lot of research online, but I also read Paul de Gelder. Do you know the Navy diver that was attacked in Sydney Harbour? His story is horrific. So if you ever want to kind of understand even 5% of what it's like to be in that kind of situation, his book was incredible. The way he also dealt with the trauma afterwards, that was the most fascinating element for me going in, doing the research for this character too. The way that people deal with trauma, the way that people deal with predatory trauma as well is really interesting. And this guy is tough as nails. I can't say I approach it the same way that he did, and obviously Dan, in the show, he deals with it very differently to the way that Ash Ricardo's character deals with it. But his book was a great insight. He was attacked by a bull shark, but the actual attack itself was just horrific that he went through. So that kind of gave me an insight into the trauma and the experience itself that then leads to, you know, how my character deals with it in the series.
I think then if you're talking about then serial killers as well, it's a different level of trauma that people go through, and one that, you know, I know as a culture, pop culture-wise, we're sort of fascinated by this dark side of life.
The crime drama.
And this one, the killer takes a tooth from each victim. So when you read that, do you go, oh, that's a good start to something like this?
It is. It's a good theme for the show as well, because it also ties in with the actual title, because Bite Club's an actual real organisation, which we didn't realise until we had started the show. Yeah, because I'd wondered where they got the title from, but Bite Club actually exists. So they tie that into the theme of him collecting teeth as well, and obviously the shark attack itself. So and the way that it unfolds through the series too, the writing is really creative. They've kind of blended that theme throughout each episode, and they kind of link each death with the teeth themselves, and then you kind of find out who's involved, and you also find out that the killer themselves is amongst the team that they're working to solve the case too, which is another kind of interesting story point.
I cannot wait to see it. It sounds fantastic. Yeah. Now you're in Los Angeles. You came back for the filming, but you live primarily in LA, yeah?
Yeah, essentially, it's sort of second home. And keyword second.
Yes.
I do love LA, but it's obviously, you know, Australia's my heart. I miss Australia all the time. All my family are there. But yeah, I get to come back for these kind of projects, and it's just such a blessing. Because
make sure you do keep coming back. Don't just, you know.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. No, I'll never go to the
perhaps for season 2 of Bike Club, but season 1 premieres tonight, or tomorrow night, I should say, right here on 9 at 8:40. Todd, great to see you, mate. More success to you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good on you.